It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day and the grand reveal in University City at the Coral Reef. We spent 4 days with a crew of 5 plus myself, 9 yards of soil, I don't even know how many tons of boulder, an entire basket of black lava rock that we didn't ribbon this time so much as we anchored. And oh my gosh, I don't even know, I'm speechless. You get a really good sense of it. Turns out Mallory, can that girl stack rock or what? See what we're talking about here? Not ribboning so much as creating shelves or cliffs. So we've got all of these different levels in this reef. And then I worked in burgundy 3/4 inch lava, 3/8 inch California gold, and the white creva on the different levels to create that feeling of a coral reef. The client brought out this beautiful vase, just the piece de resistance there. He still has a little finish work to do on his large planter with the Montrose in it, but that'll be done by Saturday when we come back to wet look all of this creva and the wonderful tumbled glass. Some of you ask about the glass, and that it can sometimes be purchased at the rock yard, but that actually belongs to our clients. It was part of their wedding decorations not too many years ago, so it has special significance for them. These volcanic rocks and all the other rocks we got at KRC. This, when we started, and for those of you that may just be tuning in, you really need to go back to day 1 and see what this looked like. This was the only plant that we left in the garden. Everything else came out. But I thought, I don't want to move this bad boy twice, and I'm so glad that I didn't. The money's on top, party's on top, business on the bottom. You know, indicative, I feel like, of the coral reef. We have the majority of the height and the intricate tapestry work weaving all through the top of the installation. This has been sub-irrigated with black micro polyline running through the middle of the tapestry. Then we have the thicker netafim brown lines running on the perimeters of the tapestry. So it'll get plenty of water. I decided to put fiberglass in the cave, and I'm really, really thrilled with that. Hannah added some clear tumbled glass as an accent, which made my heart happy too. Oh yes, and our aloe cameronii, I've been preparing that for a while at home for the client. I bought it. It was a beautiful specimen. Cut it, chopped its head off, and it's been basically stressing in my yard for the last few weeks in preparation for this installation. Some of you mentioned that the driftwood looks like the tail or fin of a fish. I couldn't agree more. Love that. I did some creva down there with some more of the tumbled glass to, you know, tie everything together. Oh, so much to look at, so much to see. This has just been so much fun. Then you can see here in the back, we've got what's the iguana's name again? Isabella the iguana. More layers and levels. We've got 3 layers and levels through here. I'm just going to give Hannah a minute to really focus on the plants so you can take it all in and see how gorgeous they are. Maintenance will be annually. Client is prepared to pull whatever, you know, little weeds might pop up and deadhead as needed. But, you know, most of these plants should be just fine without any intervention whatsoever. So we've used hundreds of plants Some are rooted, most are rooted. We've got a few cuttings thrown in the mix just to kind of flesh out the tapestries. I did some of the tapestry work, Hannah did tapestry work, Kevin did tapestry work, Mel did tapestry work. So this is an extremely talented team of people, and pretty much everybody can do everything. So it's just amazing what this group is able to accomplish in such a short period of time. But wow, what fun, man. I haven't got to do one like this in a long time. Well, I've never done one exactly like this. But, you know, take note of how the Kriva plays through the entire upper shelf. And that's, you know, as I was doing the rock, the reason I didn't film, you know, the process is I was literally making it up as I went. I really wasn't sure where I was putting anything. And I just started up top with the Kriva and then found my way as I progressed through the installation. I showed the team how to do the cliffs with the chunky lava rock, and they were able to come in and finish that work for me. And once we had all of our cliffs established, it was easier to identify where we were going to do the different types of rock. This little butthole cactus had some scale, so I went ahead and sprayed it with vinegar and a little bit of alcohol. Here in, you know, University City, it's cool enough. This area is shaded until very late in the afternoon. It's currently quite late. I wasn't worried about this burning because this plant should be darker green anyway. So it's so sad, but it's just interesting, and I think it's just really important for you as you're working along to make sure that you're taking care of any pests as you see them. You don't want infestations. So take a look at your plants and stay on top of that. This Resinifera euphorbia, this belonged to the client, and this, oh, I'm shading it, sorry. This plant has the potential to get really big. But so do all of these plants, don't they, pretty much? That's the beauty of succulents. When it starts to get too big, we'll just make it smaller. No fuss, no muss. Check out the crew. Look at my fabulous crew. These guys work so hard, and they're so talented. Oh my gosh. All right.
I'll just go back over here one more time.
Okay. Yeah, you that have been following along on the journey, I feel like you really want to have the opportunity to see the work, and I'm out of things to say. So just take it in and enjoy. And if you have any, obviously, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer, either in response on the YouTube, or I'll talk about it in the next video.
Okay, let's take them to the other side.
All right, so over here, under this Pyrus Kawakami tree, we kept it simple.
Look at the bench.
Yes, the clients have this beautiful bench. Isn't that going to be just so great for them to sit and enjoy the garden? This area, we just did a combination of crassulas, portulacaria, aeoniums. We pulled in some volcanic rock, and it looks like Greg got some Napa Canyon. And this, you know, the leaves fall off of this tree, which is why I went with a lighter colored rock in here. And I just don't see it as being a big deal, you know, to keep these leaves picked up. I don't think it'll be a problem at all. This was such a hot mess before. Oh my gosh. This is just 100% better. And then over here, originally this was also an extraordinary hot mess of just traditional kind of perennials and annuals and just a hodgepodge. Before I got here, the client moved this Dazzlerian logissimum, which was over in my coral reef, to this location. And we just staged a boulder and an uplight and top dressed and called it a day over here. Remember, the 3 R's of good succulent design: rocks, repetition, and restraint. So yes, I am just absolutely thrilled. I wish you could all see this in person because it's just,
Videos never do it anyway.
yeah, videos don't do it justice, and it's just stupid gorgeous. Right?
The pretty view from
Oh, yes.
standing on the truck too.
Oh, was it? Yeah, this would be a good time for a drone. So another one in the books. Thank you so much for subscribing, for liking this video, and for sharing my channel with your garden loving friends, or people just like people that you know that like our crazy sense of humor. Next up will be an installation in Claremont, California. Claremont with an E, so we'll be up in the Los Angeles area. Then we'll be back in Oceanside in August. So stay tuned, stay safe, have fun in your gardens. I love you all so much. This has been Laura Eubanks reporting for Team DFS in University City with the Coral Reef and your grand reveal. Bye, guys.